Okay, what I want to do is show you the best way to level out your system on the J-bolts. Let me remove these washers real quick. Now, you can attempt, I've got a what's called a bullet level here, and then this is a 2-foot level. Almost all instructions call for a bullet level, maybe one a little longer than this one, but to measure across the bolts to get them level. The problem is, as you measure your level here, right, as you get it level here, and you get it level over here, so much as one turn on these threads could start the downward spin of the final nut that you're trying to get level to the first nut over here. And by the time you do all that, you could have it either high or low depending on how the system's set up. Now, I like to use a 2-foot level almost on everything that I do with the installation of a basketball system. Now, what I want to do first, and as you can see on this bubble here, we're setting high to the front here. Anytime you have a high side on your bubble, whenever your bubble is traveling, whatever direction your bubble is traveling, that's going to be the high side. So if it's high over on the side, the bubble travels in that direction. So as you can see, having the level set right here in the center, it's high on this side. However, if you turn the level here diagonally, you'll see that it's even more out of level. So what we want to do, there is a sequence that you want to perform on getting these precisely level the first time and every time. And the way we do that is after the J-bolt system has set up and you're ready to stand your system up, you're going to want to loosen these nuts up first on your J-bolts. And I would turn them a minimum of 1 full, maybe a 1 1/4 turn to get close to 1/8 of an inch of clearance under each one of these nuts all the way around. Now we know that because this is high over here, we know that this is setting very low. So what that means is we're going to turn this nut up even higher. So what we're going to do is get this nut on the high side. And the other reason why we want to turn these nuts up is because if we start doing our level and we find out that going through the sequence that if we did not bring these up and this nut, your final nut requires you to go down, then the problem is you're already bottomed out and there's no travel on that nut. So let's go ahead and go through the sequence. What I'm going to do, since this is my low side, I'm going to get this diagonal first. So what you do is you set your level on top of the bolts, and actually I got lucky here and dialed it in. Let me go ahead and lower it down and show it high on this side. So what you do is you turn that nut until you dial, you can see that bubble moving, until you get that bubble perfectly level between these two posts here. Now once these are perfectly level, you can select either of the other posts by whichever one of these diagonals it's been properly leveled. So what you want to do is we'll go ahead and select the one with the highest distance from the plate, and so we'll use this one and go to this one here. So when we do that, we're going to see that we're a little bit high on this side. Now, what you don't want to do is make any adjustments anymore on this one or this one. These two are perfectly level, and we want to keep them that way. Level. So now we want to get these level. So if we try to make an adjustment on this, then we're throwing this one out. So what we want to do is leave this one alone, leave this one alone. We can see it's high to this side, so we'll go ahead and raise up on that nut back and forth until we get it dialed in perfectly right there. Now we know that this, and this are perfectly level all the way around. The only thing we need to do now is do this final one here, and to do that, rather than come off of any of the corners opposite this diagonal, we go to another diagonal. We started here, we're going to end up here. So we go ahead and put the level on the nuts, and you can see that it actually is pretty good. It looks like it could go a little bit that way. So we'll go ahead and dial that up. You want to go down, I'm sorry. Go down with that nut to get that travel in that direction there. Okay, now we're perfectly level there. We are perfectly level there. And if we go around, we're going to find that we're perfectly level on every single one of these nuts. And once you are, then you're ready to put your washers on and stand the pole up. It's as simple as that.